How you doing? I'm with Group Therapy Arsenal. This is Royce. I'm with Bob from Houston Firearms out of Venice, Florida. Hey, Bob, just give me a rundown on how the company started.
Okay, well, I mean, basically, my past, I've been in the firearms industry forever. Okay, even when I worked at IBM and I was an engineer and other things, I still owned a gun shop. Actually, even when I was in high school, I worked at a gun shop. So I've always had this in my blood. My uncle owned a 900-acre farm, so I was always out hunting, fishing, trapping, doing all that type of stuff. So, it's just in my blood, from day one, and tinkering with guns. So, obviously from my engineering background and tool making background, that kind of developed into the firearms and that. And, through my years in the industry, I've worked with so many major companies, helping them with design and development. I've also obviously helped bring Dan Wesson back years ago, and I've helped Remington with projects, I've helped Smith & Wesson with projects, I've helped a bunch of different companies with projects that they do for engineering on the back side of things. And basically after my tour at Dan Wesson, I ended up developing Fusion, and we started out primarily as a custom shop, building 1911s, custom 1911s and that. Then, my passion has always been to be able to produce firearms that average people can afford. Good quality stuff people can afford. Because when you really look at the marketplace out there, if somebody wants something pretty decent, most average guys with 4 kids at home, they can't afford it, So I've worked real hard in the manufacturing realm and with our vendors. Plus, we also make tons of parts at Fusion, which we supply. We're a supplier to a lot of the gun companies in the industry that we supply them parts. So we've been an OEM supplier. We know that background. Plus, in my past engineering, I was mechanical engineer for product engineering. So that's all I did was develop vendors, develop people's processes, that type of thing, to make the best product or to meet a certain cost product, within a certain quality realm. So that just kind of transferred into my gun life, and now, obviously we've partnered up with doing, a lot of design, engineering work. We still manufacture quite a bit of things here in the United States, but we also manufacture a lot of the bulk items with our partners out there, our different manufacturing partners, which we do import. Why? Because the costs are dramatically cheaper for the average person, and we can still spec, we can still, hold all the quality. We do not, as Fusion, just go ahead and buy a container of product and resell it. That's not our game. Our game is we develop, we design, we develop not just the product itself. We own all the patents on these products. We own all the trademarks on these products, all the copyrights. We do everything, and all the testing. We also have all the process. We build all the process documentation on how the vendors have to make certain standards to be able to work with us and ship with us on our products, our Fusion label products. So again, you're really, even though we use other manufacturing partners to help us on a lot of things, which, to be totally honest, guys, everybody does. Okay, it's like you're not going to go and jump in your Ford over there and you think Ford made the tires and the steering wheel and the seats and the windows. No, I mean, they're buying all this stuff.
I got a quick question though. What made you make it for the Glock mags?
Well, because it was one, it was simple. Okay, one, the Glock mags are available everywhere. Two, I looked at the LE market and the military market, which they all have, truckloads of Glock mags sitting around.
Everybody has them in
right,
their house.
And they're reliable and they're cost effective. So I didn't want to, again, people are like, why don't you just make another 2011? Well, a basic 2011, there's already a bazillion of them out there. Okay, and the magazines get a little pricey if you want good mags. Plus, even the guns themselves are, they're if you want to buy low-end stuff, yeah, it's there. But if you want to buy quality type things like this, that are all CNC machined, these type of finishes with Tenifer, black nitride, our black shield, the chrome is real hard chrome. Also the PVD, I mean, that's PVD over Tenifer, so it's like you're not just getting the hard chrome. We actually Tenifer the product first because we can still do that in Europe versus we can't do that in the United States anymore because of DEC regulations, but we can still do it over there. So that's why, you know, some of these processes that are so valuable to making a quality product, you can't even do them here anymore in the United States. It's either not, it's regulated so heavily, or that, you know, the cost is not effective to even do it here. So for us to be able to like put out a product at the level I want as a tool maker, as an engineer, as the owner of Fusion, we utilize the best of the best as whoever we need to bring that product to you. And as you can see today, it's pretty economical, our product. For what I don't think you're going to get this much value in this type of product with anybody in the industry right now. I really don't. I cannot see that. Not with Pennifer, not with the finishes we hold, not with 100% CNC, bar stock, machined on everything. You just don't see it out there.
And I saw you talking to somebody that won many championships.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I was talking to Kenny back there, you guys went against another company that's probably won, that's 1/4 the, actually 4 times the price of this.
Yeah.
And you guys actually outbeat them.
Yes, and many. We right now have been, because we also now started a LE division. We're working with a bunch of LE groups around the country, okay, and so we've had a bunch of different you know, agencies buying guns as samples from us.
Okay.
And then once they've sampled it, once they've tested it, once they've done all that, they do burn down tests.
Okay.
And us and one other company we're the only ones that can make it to the burn down test. Everybody else has been out before that. Okay, and like 4 different police LE tests. And these are big departments. These are massive. Okay, and we have beat them all 4 times on the burn down test, hands down, everyone. So it again, longevity, function, everything. And like you said, you can buy 2.5 of these, 3 of these for a cost of 1 of those.
Right.
So, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer to a lot of the police departments. We've now sold these into a lot of SWAT teams in a lot of major cities all over America. ICE has been just starting to buy these from us. There's some of the like FBI individuals, obviously a lot of Nebraska State Police qualified, both the XF and the XP done. Louisiana has also done it. So Georgia, they are finishing up for state qualification, but they've already qualified it for the Atlanta, Georgia area, for all the SWAT teams. We're in with all those guys. So we're getting in the markets that we were never looked at for before, and which is great for us. You know, we love being there because it's a great proving ground for our product when we can get them into those areas, and you know, we kick everybody's ass. It's like we're happy about that. You know,
because these companies, these police departments probably carry Glocks.
Yeah, they do.
So
most of them do. Yeah.
You can have your Glock Max interchangeable and do that. Now, the standards of Glock 17, 17 round mag?
Yes, 17 round mag on these. The smaller guys, 3-inch versions, popping out shortly here. These will hold the 15 round mag.
These will be coming out, what, 6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah, you'll start seeing some in about 4 weeks, 3 weeks, but it's going to be kind of like our first batches. It's going to be for more of the influencers, friends and family, that sort of thing. Then we'll get out the major production. Right now, to be honest, we're trying to get caught up on comps. Our comp has just skyrocketed. It's amazing how many orders we're getting for comps, and the comp imported, and again, we're not just making a pistol, which is so cool here. I mean, you'll notice that everything we're doing here is a platform. All right, so it's like this gun here. You can actually take this smaller grip and put it on the 4-inch gun if you want, so you have a CCO version of the same thing. Or you can take the larger grip and put it on. So say you got, you know, bigger guys, they got bigger hands. They don't want this little grip. They want the bigger grip. Okay, so take the grip off the 4-inch, put it on here, off you go. So again, we make everything so versatile on these, so that and we have even more things coming up that you'll see as we move into next year of different like slides, different calibers. I mean, all types of things that we'll be coming out with. So for us, it's pretty exciting, you know. And as me as a development engineer, I'm loving it. I mean, it's like,
I see that.
You know, you know, people are like, oh, I got to go to work tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, I want to go to work tomorrow because I want to go.
If I was in your shoes, I'd be the same way too, you know.
I mean, because I'm having a blast doing it. I mean, we come to these shows, we meet great people. You know, everywhere we go, people seem to be like just loving our product and loving our family. And we always want to keep that. That family environment at Fusion. I mean, you know, you come to this booth, everybody here is my family and friends, everybody, you know, I mean, the guy back there, John, he was airborne, state police, everything else, and his wife was in my wife's wedding party, now they live down here by us, and her sister was in my wedding party 38 years ago, you know, so we're a tight group, you know, and one thing you'll know is going forward with anything in business, you know, business associates might have a fallout, you know, and even sometimes families have a fallout. But you know what? A family tries to stick together.
Right.
And everybody tries to row the boat the same direction. And, you know, obviously, I'm in charge. I got to always be the point man, the leader for what's going on. But we sit down, we involve everybody at the factory and things of that nature. Like, you know, Kenny does a lot of our artistic stuff. Same with Thomas, he does some great work back there, awesome work with lasers that we're doing. We're expanding those areas. And, you know, even you'll see the video I got coming out on the Drills with Dragons gun. You know, a beautiful gun. And, you know, Kenny and Thomas came up with that whole thing. I had a different idea. You know, I had a, hey, there they are. Here's the guy right here that won that gun, Brady. So, and I had like a different idea what was going on with that. So, you know, but I showed these guys, and Kenny's like, no, let's try this and this and this. And Thomas threw his 2 cents in. Next morning, this gun is on my desk, and I'm like, well, that's not really what I thought about, but I like it. Let's go with it, you know? So we try to bring everybody else's passion and you know, their development thoughts and that into what we're doing. Obviously, we can't do everything, but when it's a good idea, it's appropriate, man, we put it into the mix. So, and this is going to be an exciting year for Fusion because we're on such a growth curve. Plus now we formed Fusion Global, which Fusion Global is going to be bringing in more vendors who want to work in the Fusion family of companies, if you want to call it. And what we're doing is setting up specific people because they have certain quality control, they have certain process control. They got no hands. But they have to conform to be a part of Fusion Global. We have standards. They have to conform to that. If they don't conform, they are not going to be part. But once they become part, what's so cool is we don't make a conflict with another vendor. Like we don't, you know, how you'll see in a lot of like importers and stuff, the things they'll do, they'll be like, well, my gun came from this vendor, and then I got it $5 cheaper from this guy, so now I got it coming from that guy, and there's like no parts consistency, there's no service, you can't fix the damn thing. So all you bought is a bolt anchor when it gets broken. We will not accept product, we will not accept companies into the group. Everybody has to be perform proper services, we have to have parts control, process control, quality control. Everything has to be met to my and Fusion standards of our product development all the way through before they're out. That's just the way it is.
I can understand that because you're the developer, you run this company, so everybody has to be on the same point.
Exactly. Like if I come out with the next whiz bang shotgun, guess what? You're going to want it to perform like this. You're going to want to have a platform. You're going to want to be able to buy components and parts and different stocks and all that stuff. Well, if I don't see them conforming to that type of manufacturing environment, they're out of the group. It's like, you know, and I work with all the people within our groups daily. I meet them on the weekends, WhatsApp, you know, we're engineering. I'm taking tutorial videos showing them how to do certain things, how to fix certain things. I mean, all this type of stuff. So it's not like they just, here, Bob, you want to buy this and resell it? No, that's not what we do. A lot of the products we get our hands on, I would say you're looking at maybe about 25 to 30% make it to the grade.
I'm gonna make it.
We can't do it because if they don't meet certain criteria. So
That's the way that the company's gonna last.
exactly. So we worked real hard with that, and the process is working real well. Customer base loves it. Vendors love it because they see someone who really can help them with true customer expectations and where to bring products and help develop properly. And it's just a win-win for everybody. And it's a win-win for the customer because you're buying a product that, like you said, is 2.5 times cheaper, and you got the same or better quality.
Right.
Okay, so like even the stuff you're talking about that's 2.5 times more, you're not getting tenor on those. You're not getting real hard chrome on it. Right? It's like so. Like I said, we're really working hard so that when that guy that comes home from being a mechanic all day and wants to spend his hard-earned money, that he's getting something that he really wants, and that's gonna hold up to what we're doing. So
I just want to thank you for the interview, Bob.
Sure.
Also, too, being an ambassador for Fusion Firearms.
Yeah.
Hopefully, get to work more together. Get down there.
Yeah, you guys are local.
Business. We're in Ocala, but Venice is not that far.
No, we're all over Florida. So it's like, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob, for the interview.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.